What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that's going viral. Video news broke not too long ago about this man up here that you see in this picture, and in this uncompromising position that none of us should want to be in or have to go through. This right here is 24-year-old Lakean Woods of Jacksonville, Florida. People standing behind him are Jacksonville sheriff officers. Now, supposedly, as the story goes, he was pulled over for a seatbelt violation. The video I'm about to show you is very hard to look at, and it's messed up. The way they did this guy, I think it was unnecessary force, totally out of line, unprofessional, and it says a lot about how they look at young youth out there. And I want to talk a little bit about that too. I'm going to talk a little bit about these officers that are arresting people out here now. You need to understand what you're dealing with before you go out here and try to run or try to, and I'm not saying this is his issue. You try to run, you run your mouth, and all sorts of stuff. You better understand, you're not dealing with just some normal civilian in a badge, but something a little bit different that a lot of us put in the back of our mind or don't have it in our head in the first place. Look at this video, and I gotta warn you, it's very tough to watch, but this type of stuff needs to be seen. Check it out. We're going to come back and really get on this. Let's go.
Hearing from the family and the sheriff's office about this developing story. First Coast News spoke to the people who shot this video, appearing to show a man on the ground with several officers around him. The video does not show the injuries to his face, but when he sits up, you can see swelling around his eyes. On your side, Zach Wilcox joining us live from the intersection of Powers Avenue and Toledo Road, where all of this happened yesterday. Zach, we've been getting a lot of phone calls and things into our newsroom about this, but police, they're already looking into this as well.
Yeah, Destiny, this is certainly on Jacksonville Sheriff's Office radar. They said that they take all allegations of police brutality seriously, and that they are already having an administrative review on this incident, on this arrest yesterday. So that video that we've gotten permission to use, the video that's gone viral quite a bit, is about 4 minutes long, and you don't really see where it all begins, but the initial thing that you see is where he's already on the ground. You have the two officers over him. A lot of it is kind of blocked by the car that's there, so we don't want to speak specifically to what we're seeing in that video, but we did talk with the family of the man on the ground. They confirmed that it is 24-year-old Lakean Woods. They mentioned he had just left his grandmother's house. He was on his way to go either to the gas station or the convenience store. It had been about 10 minutes when he was pulled over, and they have brought in Harry Daniels, who is a civil rights attorney, who put out a press release on the family's behalf today, who mentioned that the family said that this traffic stop began with a seatbelt violation. Again, a lot of the details, we're still waiting for those to come together, but we did talk with, as you mentioned, Ruby Anderson, who was the woman who filmed this, about what it was like being out there while all this was going on, and also, what compelled her to have her phone out to go ahead and get all of this caught on video.
Well, I felt really bad and sad for the young man, and his father was there, came there in a wheelchair, and he was asking us to please call the boy's mama and everything, because he was saying that how they done beat his son up, and his face was so swollen and everything.
Woods is being held on a few drug charges as well as resisting an officer. On the south side, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.
All right, guys, that was the video footage, and the city of Jacksonville is very upset about it. At the time this guy was supposed to go to court, Mr. Woods, he couldn't even make the appointment because he was hospitalized. I think he still is hospitalized. I'm gonna tell you something. You see how bad his face looked? They said that beating he took behind that car when nobody could see took place for 6 minutes. Did you see how skinny that dude was? That kid? Ain't no way them dudes the size of NFL tight ends and players, period, can't get him, hands behind his back. This reminds me of the Tyree Nichols situation. And I'm going to say another thing real quick. A lot of people get triggered from seeing stuff like this. And yes, it is brutal content. But the thing is, we got to also understand something. A lot of times we don't even protect our children by letting them know what's really out there. We don't. These kids get out here on their own. Granted, a lot of times, and this has nothing to do with Mr. Woods, but a lot of times kids, especially boys, they think when they reach manhood, they know every damn thing. But when they're young, we need to put in their head and pound it in there that when you reach a certain age, people don't care if you have a child's mind or not. They look at you like you should know better at their age. When police pull you over, if you just looking at a black cop, a white cop, a Spanish cop, and all of this other stuff, and then you want to sit up here and claim racism, you are not completely out of this. Because this is why. This is the underlying factor. The elephant in the room that nobody sees. When you're dealing with these police, they're protected. And I'm not saying all police are bad, but I want you to hear me. When you see them doing this type of stuff, this is learned behavior. Also, these cops, you notice that are bigger and bigger and bigger, they're military veterans. So these are ex-soldiers in the civilian world with military training. They're taught and it's instilled to them. You have a common enemy and a common goal to fight crime on your domestic soil. A lot of these people are super patriotic. When they go to these police forces, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they're trained with the experience and our help to look at us like we're the threat. They come into poor neighborhoods, get an idea how we are. A lot of police don't even live in the areas they police at. These are military people, proud of themselves. Like I said, they patriotic. They will do whatever they want to do. Protected. Band of brothers. Military builds a brotherhood. Under the badge and under the blue. They're going to ride for each other. When one cop get hurt, it's like I say, attack on one is like an attack on all. You see somebody kill a cop, and they catch the guy be looking tore up, they be trying to kill him. Few things I look up in this situation and I see. Number one, it reminded me of the Tyree Nichols situation where you had a bunch of people there. Nobody did the normal thing of seeing excessive force and say, hey, that's enough, stop. The boy is the size of a damn string bean. That big cop got his knee on his back, punching the shit out of his face. The other cop just standing there holding his legs, but ain't none of them trying to really put his hands behind his back. And that's another thing y'all need to know and start paying attention to. Stop looking at who they're attacking and looking at the way they attack them. They wasn't trying to get his hand. His hands was already back there. Got a knee in his back, just like the Tyree Nichols thing. Turn over. He can't with a taser in his damn leg, pushing him down, holding his legs. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Now, granted, it's not always like that, but the common enemy is ignorance sometimes. Another thing, this guy right here is not no dude that's new to the law, the justice system. When I was looking his name up, he came back 2018. This guy was charged with killing somebody when he was 17 years old, in a robbery. Now, I don't know if he paid his debt to society, evidently so, because he was out. And that's never mind, but he knows how the justice system is. He knows how it acts. He driving around with no seatbelt on, supposedly. I don't even know if that shit is true. A lot of times when you have these type of situations where people do crimes and they come back out, a lot of officers know of them or know them. It was messed up what they did. It was it was a overly aggressive and unnecessary force against him, regardless of his color. As a human being, that should not have happened. Especially with him. I mean, he's tiny. I mean, skinny wise. Then did you see him? They beat him so bad he couldn't get up. Did you see how his face looked? He looked almost, not, forgive me for using the term, but he almost looked like Emmett Till. That's what I saw. You know how hard you got to get beat multiple times, get blood to swell up in your face like that? He looked like he fought Tyson. And I'm going to tell you something. As far as putting your hands behind your damn back, you can't do that when a motherfucker's punching your face hard as hell. When you have and a natural human response is to move or resist getting punched in the face. We all know this. There's a story right now. The state trooper done beat the shit out little white kid and used police resources to do it. So it ain't got nothing to, everybody worry about color. It ain't got nothing to do with color. It's the right cop at the right time and under the right circumstances. When you're young, man, you need to be cognizant of that. A lot of older people look at you a certain way and they'll treat you a certain way if you fit the description. When a cop comes up on you, and you hear me on this, and you got your hair dreadlocks or wicks like he had it, you wearing hoodies and all of this other stuff, even though you don't see nothing in it, a lot of other people look at you like, okay, this is what the common thug or the common criminal look like. And when a cop pull up on you, they only deal with you from past experience of dealing with people that look like you. And that goes on all across America, many different towns, many different cities. I hope he makes a good recovery, because when they slammed his face on the ground, that alone could have killed him. If that was the sidewalk, that was grass though. But the slamming and like just the velocity of how his neck snapped back, I know he took considerable damage. Let's pray he makes it through it, regardless of his criminal past or anything like that. I mean, damn. You understand what I'm saying? They said, oh, they found drugs in the car. I don't think it was nothing major, but whatever it was, it still wasn't nothing from a normal traffic violation to beat him like that. Leave me a comment, man. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all agree or disagree with some of the stuff I said, man. You got to understand, these are soldiers that are in police uniforms. They're trained in hand-to-hand combat. They have a low fuse of tolerance, and they will fuck you up. You better start realizing what's out there. Once they turn it on, a lot of them can't turn it off. They had him behind that car in the cut where it was nothing but woods across the street. You couldn't even get a good camera shot. If that lady hadn't stopped and got that, they might have killed him. And I don't even know if they knew they was being recorded. And you seen it. It was black cops out there too. Band of brothers, man. One common goal. Stop the BS. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll keep up with this story to see, what the next steps are. But start talking to your kids, whether they male or female. You know what I mean? Teach them to follow these lawful instructions. And this can go left at any time. So be cognizant. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.